So I wrote an example for Conjure, and it's a very simple example, the send more money problem. These problems are called cryptarithmetic puzzles, and you are trying to find a solution where adding up send plus more, M-O-R-E, equals M-O-N-E-Y, money, send more money. And there are a bunch of constraints. These are trivial to model in constraint programming. So you just need to say, these are my decisions. My main constraint is that the sum needs to hold. You also need to say the first digit cannot be 0, because then it wouldn't be a 4-digit number. Same for M. And then you want to say they are distinct. So if you don't say that, you might actually get, S is equal to E in a solution, and that wouldn't be nice for this puzzle. So I'm using the Conjure notebook implementation for this. This is, if you go to the Conjure notebook repository, there's a one-liner here. Well, it's actually 2 lines. You copy that and run it as the first command on a Google Colab notebook. It installs Conjure, so it's available to run in this Jupyter environment. You click that, it should find the single solution. And those values are now available in Python, so you can print them, and it looks like an equation there. You can double check for yourself, and that seems to add up. So this is a very popular common problem, right? And I thought, let's use OpenAI's new model, which uses advanced reasoning, and we will try this. Okay, so let's see. Solve the send more money problem. This might look like a very short, I guess, prompt, but the send more money problem is quite well known, so I think it will know what I mean. Let's see what it does. It's going to do some thinking now. That's the promise. That's why OpenAI advertises. It's good. It goes through these stages. This is apparently what's called a chain of thought. So it's thinking through what to do, as opposed to just immediately giving you a solution, which is fine. And I suspect it will solve that problem without any issues. It is taking a while though. I think for O, the previous one would have just given you an answer very quickly. Maybe we can check that. Let's open a new window and say solve the send more money problem. Yeah, for O, because this is a well-known problem, we'll just give you a solution with some explanation and the usual very verbose way of producing output, which I'm not complaining about. It's fine. And that solution is probably the same as this solution here. Yes, it is. Well done for O. So let's go back to o1-preview. It took 64 seconds, which is impressive. It produced a fuller answer, I guess, and it verified that that solution is the solution. So this is what I want to try now. I actually have another notebook. Let me open that one, because I've been playing with this before. There's another version of it called the send most money problem. Instead of saying more money, it's going to find, we turned the problem into an optimization problem. So it's not going to find, there isn't just a single solution anymore. So in this one, slightly different version, it has multiple solutions, and it can be seen as an optimization problem where we are maximizing what? What would you maximize? Well, we are maximizing money. So let's ask GPT at the same time. Let's say there is another version of this problem. Send most equals money. This is an optimization problem. Solve that one. It's impressive, right? You just say, solve that one. Let's see what happens. And on the left, I've of course applied my expert knowledge to write a model, which wasn't very hard. but it still requires some expertise. So send most money. And if you just call conjure like that, it gives you a solution, which isn't necessarily the optimal. Then you can say, give me all solutions to conjure, and it's going to produce a bunch. So they are printed here in a not very useful way. Then I can say, how many are there? 16. I can define a way of printing the solutions, and then say, give me all solutions again, which it should now print them in a nicer way. So you can go through them and say, okay, the value of money is different in all of these solutions. Well, there are some duplicates. You can say directly maximize money in Conjure, and it will say 10,876 is the maximum money you can get, and this is one of the optimal solutions. So if you remember that number, 10,876, you will actually see it twice in this list. So there are two ways of getting to the optimal. So this problem you can say has two optimal solutions. Okay, so I've just gone through my solution on the left, which is not fair. I spent more time typing this in, of course. But let's see in 67 seconds what GPT did with the new and improved o1-preview model. So it's reasonable. Yeah, prints it again using Mathematica syntax for some reason. Defines the variables. It is solving it in a slightly different way. It's using more arithmetic than I did. I essentially used a black box solver. So it's tests possible solutions, first test, verifying the equations, digits. So it's giving me a lot of information about the chain of reasoning, I suppose. Finally assigned digits, verify the solution, and let's see, 10,875. And our solution was 10,876. Confirms optimality. Okay, so at this point says that is the optimal solution, and it's presenting it. Oops, that's not great. Let's say I found a better solution. 10,876. Of course, you wouldn't know this, right? If you were actually trying to solve this problem with all this advanced pages and pages of reasoning, you could say, yeah, that's a proof. I'm convinced that's the optimal. But I know from my existence proof on the left-hand side here that there is a solution with 10,876. I wasn't expecting this, by the way, because the send most money problem is also well known. I hoped this o1 model would be able to solve that without any problems. But we already have a roadblock. Yeah, so interestingly, the point I've been thinking about lately is, and people say this, I'm not the only one who is saying this, is because it produces this sort of well-formatted output and it is correct most of the time, you tend to think, oh, it's going to be correct always. And you lower your guard, essentially. So in this case, you wouldn't check if there's a better solution because it says final verification, a beautiful check mark here. So you're like, okay, it's done it. So when I gave it the optimal solution, let's see what happens this time. Again, it's going through the whole shenanigans. You are absolutely correct, it says. I appreciate you. So the AI appreciated us. Let's keep going. Anyway, works it out, which is very good. Of course, I'm not going through all of the working out, all of the steps one by one here. I just want to see what it will get to and whether that is the same as my solution. Yes, 989782. Yeah, that's the same solution. I also happen to know, let's try another thing. I happen to know there's another one, right? So this is the 9782 solution, that one. And there's a 9784 solution. Let's say, is this the only solution with this optimal value for money? 10. Let's remind it. Let's see what it says. I'm sure it'll do some thinking again. See, thinking, evaluating alternative solutions. I honestly don't know what it is doing now. So it's going through a bunch of options, I suppose. And it's running GPT style reasoning for different steps. So it's going through a chain of thought process. Piecing together equations. Digit pairs. I think eventually it will work out. I'll just wait. One time when I was trying exactly this puzzle earlier today, it went into such a long loop where it says revisiting calculations and something else and then revisiting calculations again. I thought I put it into an infinite loop, but eventually it terminated. So okay, 44 seconds now, and it says there are 2 solutions. It would be great if it didn't reproduce all of this again, but it is. Maybe I can tell it not to and it would listen. But eventually I want to see 9,784. I will then ask it maybe an unfair. Oh, it found the same solution again. That's the same solution. Therefore, this is the only solution. See, in bold, it came to this conclusion that this is the only solution, even though, I mean, I might have made a mistake, but I think there are 2 solutions. Please check my work if I made a mistake. I think that's a solution, and that's a solution. And they both have the same optimal value. No other combination of unique digits assigned. Okay, should we just say, okay, what about 978? Which one did it find? I just keep forgetting it. Yes, 9784 plus 2 equals 10.8. Okay, I didn't put a question mark. I'm sure it'll work out that it's a question. See, it's very, very good at understanding language and producing language. Like this output is impressive. If an undergraduate student submits work that is well formatted like this, goes through steps, has a conclusion well identified, main claims in bold, you would probably say, good work, well done. I mean, of course, you would check the work in that case, but over time we might start trusting it too much. You are absolutely correct and I apologize. At least it apologized. And now it knows there's a second solution. Okay, this wasn't what I wanted to show actually. I was trying something slightly different and harder to do. But I wanted to see if either it would be able to solve that problem, do the reasoning and find the solution, or say, I can't do it, I give up, which is both are acceptable, right? If it says I can't do it, that's fine. So in this case, there are multiple valid solutions. It doesn't know that there are 2. It knows that there are at least 2. I know, I have a proof by exhaustive search that there are only 2. Anyway, so let's get to my second thing I want to check. So I know this and most money puzzle has 2 optimal solutions. Can you construct another arithmetic puzzle for me, please? This time you have to take care of your capitalization. I'd like to have 3 optimal solutions. So this is a difficult problem, right? I want GPT now to construct a new puzzle such that it has 3 optimal solutions. And to be able to test this, I wrote a slightly more advanced Jupyter notebook earlier. So this one it uses the same Conjure notebook interface, but instead of me typing essence again and again, I wrote a simple, well, it's long and tedious, but it's quite simple Python function, which is going to generate, so this is the function we will call generate a cryptarithmetic essence file. Okay, so I've now ran these things. This is the setup. I'll share the notebook if anyone wants to have a look. And I have this playground, and the way it works, I wasn't supposed to run it all. Okay, we have time. We are waiting for GP to do the thinking. So I'll just close these and rerun it. Okay, so how it works is I want to expand this part. So you call generate cryptarithmetic essence with send more money, for example, and it opens up new scratch cells. You run the first one. This is how the solution will be printed. You run the second one and it finds the solution. Okay, so we will use this to double check GPT's work. Okay, so I have a checker now. It has done some work here. Okay, again, long output, but early on, at least this time, it gives us the puzzle. Cross plus roads equals danger. That's a good puzzle. Okay, so let's copy one of these, create a new cell, and I want to see if cross plus roads equals danger, just at the start, whether it has a solution. Okay, it better have a solution because we expect it to have 3 optimal solutions. So let's run the first cell, run the second cell. This is almost identical to my model in the other notebook, but it's just generated. Okay, it has a solution. Let's find, I'll close these and I'll remove some of my older cells. I don't need them anymore. So let's say mode equals opt. So this is going to optimize, find the optimal solution. And in the meantime, we can look at the right hand side, see if it finished producing. Oh my god, so much. So it's an optimal solution of danger. It claims to have done exhaustive search and verification. Did I run it? In Conjure? Let's try. Run again. Maximizing danger somehow feels wrong. Okay, so we run it. It took, essentially 0 seconds. And we have a solution of that 15. Wow. It found a solution that's bigger. How is that possible? Cross. Let me see if I made a mistake. It's possible. I'm a human after all. Roads. Danger. Looks correct to me. The correct number of 9s. Okay. We are maximizing danger. Okay, let's try to see if it made a mistake. That S is a 9, that S is a 9, R. Unused digit 0. That's okay, you don't have to use all the digits, my friend. Okay, what am I missing? 85699. That's allowed. 5, 6. Oh, is it reusing a value? No. O is O. R is 5. That's 5. O. R is 5. I don't know what I'm missing. So it found a larger number. Okay, let's keep going though. That's another solution. Well, okay, here's a discrepancy. I'll try to work out this again, but let's have a look at the whole output. So this is an optimal solution, it claims, and then that is an optimal solution as well. This optimal solution is smaller than this optimal solution. And the third one is another optimal solution that is another different number again. So it found, I guess maybe it doesn't know the concept of optimality. I expected danger to always have the same value. If you are maximizing danger, you want to have maximal danger in all of your optimal solutions, right? So that is wrong. Like that number not being equal to that number, not being equal to that number is wrong. There's an explanation, unique digits, conclusion, exactly 3 optimal solutions. Try solving it yourself. It even encourages us. But I really want to find if there is a problem. I mean, there must be a problem. Either I made a mistake or it made a mistake. So let's see. Maybe there's an easier way of trying this. So maybe here, instead of maximizing, I can say such that c equals 8. Let's just start with that c equals 8 solution. No solutions such that c equals 8. Let's see if I made a mistake. Cross roads 100,000, 10,000, 10R. It all looks correct to me. I mean, this is an off-the-cuff video. I wasn't expecting this to happen. But I don't know what mistake I'm missing. I really want to find it, though. One, 7, 3, 4, 2, 5, 8, 6, 9. Oh my god, can it be that? I was trusting it so much. 85699 plus 56719, of course, isn't equal to that number. Oh my god. Do you see that? Took me such a long time because I was doubting other things. I wasn't doubting what is absolutely shouting at me here. So if you take those two numbers and use the macOS calculator here, you get 142,418 as the answer, and it's claimed this was a correct sum. So let's ask it. Is this a correct sum? Oh my god, I wasn't expecting this. It just made up stuff completely, right? Completely made up. I don't know why I never checked the sum. I thought by now the sum would be okay. It's going to apologize now, right? It's going to apologize to us. In the meantime, maybe on the left-hand side. So now that we know the optimal, well, I think that's the optimal. I might be wrong. I have another way of saying, find me all solutions such that the value equals to that number. And it produces some more scratch cells for me. Run that one. And now on the left, I think I have a proof that that is the only solution, right? So when I say number of solutions all here, if there were multiple solutions, it would produce those. I'll actually slightly change this as well. I'll say greater or equal, and I'll make that a 5. Let's see if there are other near optimal solutions. There might be. No, there's a single one still. Let's give it a bit more wiggle room. Yeah, still. Maybe make that 700 less than the real solution. Okay, how is that possible? I'm just doing all of this to double check my work, by the way. So my assumption was that it would find multiple solutions if they exist. Oh, maybe there's a unique solution. Can that be? So let's remove danger completely and limit it to 10 solutions. If I say all, and if there are too many solutions, I might break this Google Colab. I think there's a unique solution in actually. This problem, cross plus roads equals danger. That's a good example then. I can use this in teaching. This has exactly the same property as send more money. It has a single solution, whether you are optimizing or not. Okay, in the meantime, it said, thank you for bringing this to my attention. You are correct. This sum doesn't equal to what I claimed previously. Apologize for the oversight and any confusion. Well, maybe I did all of my planning depending on this and I lost money. Why you're just, it's apologizing to me now. Baseball games. We could try that as well. Should we try? Something interesting might happen. Let's try. Let's see baseball games, whether this puzzle all has the property we wanted. So it just stopped trying to prove the previous one. So let's find a solution. Running conjure. Okay, at least the solution exists. Let's find the optimal solution, where of course we are, the definition of optimality is we are maximizing games. It makes more sense with money and danger. You want to maximize money and maybe you want to maximize danger. In this case, we are trying to maximize games. Okay, so that's the largest value, and that is the same as the only objective. So all, let's just do that as well for completeness. So we want to find all solutions such that the optimal value we found is the value of games. There's a unique one, there's a single one. Okay, and let's see what GPT claims. It has to find some solutions, has to find 3 solutions in fact. Optimal solutions. Yeah, I don't trust you anymore. Yeah, that sum is incorrect. That sum is wrong. But then it goes, oh, it realizes there's a discrepancy and it changes the sum and then wants to reassign. Okay, you could have just deleted this bit, mate. It didn't delete that bit. Oh, as an alternative approach, we will generate a new one, 226. Okay, I'm not going to try that one. Apology. It writes beautiful apologies, doesn't it? And wow, that's very creative. It came back to send more money. And it gives us classic and style. Yeah. Okay, so eventually it admitted it couldn't do this. All right, so I just found that interesting. You ask it a bunch of questions and it always wants to say, here is an answer, right? I'll just go back to this. It's beautiful, right? This puzzle has exactly 3 optimal solutions. The typesetting even. What is that R there? I don't know why it's a registered. Check mark is registered somehow. So it gives you a check mark. And yeah, O1 definitely does more thinking. It tries a bunch of things, but I think at the end of the day, it is still what it used to be called. Like an LLM is a language model, and it isn't the best thing for reasoning. And that's my main takeaway message from this. It is very good in generating pages and pages of well-formatted maths and code, and it's really, really good in some tasks, right? If you tell it to find, rewrite something for a different audience, generally it does a good job. If you tell it to summarize content, it does a good job. My experience is it does a good job generally when you have some language processing in the input or some language generation in the output. But the moment you try to do reasoning with it, and this is an example of reasoning, it doesn't just say no, it starts producing incorrect answers and claiming they are correct. Okay, I don't know if this is useful or not. I just thought as I was trying it, I should record and send it to a few people. Let me know what you think. Am I expecting too much from it anyway? I don't know, but the world seems to think this is amazing, and it's the main thing they are selling now is reasoning power. So I thought I'll try its reasoning power and see what happens. And I am not impressed. I'm impressed with all the output it generated and the nice formatting. I'm not impressed in the reasoning power. Okay, that's all.